The Caldwell estate buzzes with the kind of polished chatter people rehearse in front of mirrors. I've heard it my entire life. I step through the foyer, shake the snow from my coat, and barely have time to breathe before Jocelyn glides toward me in sequins and confidence. "Oh, good, you're here," she says, thrusting a pearl-white box into my hands. "Open it now. Everyone's dying to see. No greeting, no hug. Just performance." Vivian watches from the settee, legs crossed, posture flawless. "Go on." "Astrid, your sister put thought into this." I loosen the ribbon. The room leans in. The lid lifts. Inside lies a gold foil envelope labeled Platinum Hope Membership. Ever After Again, Dating for Women Over 30. Beneath it, a book titled Finding Peace When You Age Out of Love. Jocelyn giggles like she's dropping the punchline of a viral reel. It is supposed to be empowering. Women your age really adore the program, Vivian adds. It might help you make better decisions. My fingers close slowly over the box. I can feel a faint tremor beneath my ribs. Not in my hands, never in my hands. I learned long ago to steady those. But inside, something shifts. Theodore stands near the bar cart, polishing a crystal glass that is already spotless. He doesn't look up. Reginald Mercer and his son, Pierce, pause their conversation. Their silence sharpens the air. I give Jocelyn the smallest smile I can manage. "Thoughtful of you." She beams, thinking she has won something. "I knew you would appreciate it." Vivian folds her hands. "We just want the best for you. There is no warmth in the room, only spectacle. The same spectacle that left 2 empty chairs at my wedding half a year ago. They never asked about that. Never spoke a word." Jocelyn leans closer. "Maybe this will help you. Move forward." I set the lid back on the box, feeling its weight settle. Forward is exactly where I plan to go. For the first time. Jocelyn's smile twitches. Vivian's eyes narrow, tracking every syllable like they might reveal a threat. Theodore clears his throat. "Dinner begins in 15 minutes, he says without looking my way. "Let us try to keep tonight pleasant." Pleasant, meaning quiet, meaning invisible. Pierce Mercer shifts his stance, studying me with a lawyer's caution. Reginald watches too, but with something heavier someone experienced enough to recognize dysfunction when it walks across a marble floor. Jocelyn touches my arm lightly, all sugar and venom. "Just promise not to start anything tonight. It is still my engagement season." I lift my eyes to hers. "You seem to be starting plenty." Her expression flickers, only for a heartbeat, but I catch it. Vivian exhales sharply. "Astrid, do not make this dramatic." I hold the box closer to my chest, its edges pressing against my palm like a reminder. I am not being dramatic. I am being attentive. Pierce's gaze lingers on me a moment longer, something like curiosity forming behind it. I inhale the cold air drifting in from the terrace door. It smells cleaner than anything inside this house. If you are reading this and you have ever stood in a room where everyone looked at you but no one saw you, stay with me. Stories like this hit different when you have lived even a piece of them. The box grows heavier, the evening darker, and something in me, quiet for far too long, begins to rise. I carry the gift box toward the dining room, Jocelyn's heels tapping behind me like applause meant only for herself. The noise peels open a memory I have tried to bury, but it rises anyway. 6 months earlier, I stood in a small Colorado vineyard with a bouquet of white ranunculus trembling in my hands. Calvin adjusted my veil with those careful fingers of his, the ones that always move like he is repairing something delicate. "They will come," he whispered. "You gave them every chance." I had nodded, clutching the folded list of guests. They are my family. The ceremony started 20 minutes late, then 30. The officiant kept glancing at me with a sympathy I did not want. 2 wooden plaques rested on the front row chairs, mother and father each tied with a strip of linen I had dyed myself. No one sat in them. Calvin touched my back, gentle but firm. Astrid, it is time. I know. I had looked at the chairs one last time before walking down the aisle, pretending the empty seats were an aesthetic choice instead of an indictment. By the reception, my phone still showed no missed calls. Jocelyn posted 2 outfit photos that day. Vivian shared a charity brunch snapshot with the caption, "Family First." Theodore liked it within minutes. No message, no apology, no mistake. Inside the Caldwell dining room now, Jocelyn's voice snaps me back. "You know, I think the dress I chose for my engagement shoot will absolutely break the internet. I wish you had that kind of moment at your wedding." I turn to her. "I had the moment I needed." She tilts her head. "If you say so." Vivian enters behind us, straightening a fork that is already straight. "Do not provoke your sister." "Jocelyn, this night is important." "For me," Jocelyn adds brightly. "For the family," Vivian corrects. Theodore walks in last. "We expect good behavior from all of you." All, meaning me. Pierce Mercer, standing by the doorway, studies our exchange with quiet calculation. His father, Reginald, murmurs something to him, and Pierce nods once. Jocelyn smooths her hair, stealing a glance at Pierce. "Some people have a natural sense of celebration," she says. Others struggle. I look directly at her. Everyone struggles when abandoned at their own wedding. Her smile falters. Vivian stiffens. Theodore's jaw locks. Reginald's eyes sharpen, and Pierce straightens slightly, as if the room has shifted. The gift box presses into my palm. Something inside me presses back. The dining room hums with the soft clinking of glassware, but every sound feels like it's waiting for Vivian's cue. She lifts her water goblet with the confidence of someone who has never doubted she owns the room. "I want to toast this very special season," she announces, "the year of the bride." The table murmurs politely. Jocelyn straightens like she's stepping into a spotlight. My daughter has always known how to plan with grace. Vivian continues. "The 4 seasons, Boston will be unforgettable. 300 guests, custom gowns, the entire rooftop reserved." Jocelyn beams. "It was not easy. But perfection never is." Pierce Mercer, seated beside her, offers a courteous smile but keeps his hands folded tightly. Reginald observes silently, absorbing everything. Vivian turns to me. "Astrid, I trust you will be presentable and supportive during the ceremony. It is important that our family appear united." The word "appear" hangs between us. I lower my fork. I am not the one who struggles with unity. Silence snaps across the table. Jocelyn laughs lightly. "Here we go. You cannot let one missed event define your entire life." "One missed event," I repeat. Vivian's tone sharpens. "Astrid, we will not revisit that tonight." Theodore exhales slowly, as if my existence is an inconvenience. "Your sister deserves peace leading into her marriage." Jocelyn places a polished hand over Pierce's. "Exactly. Drama ruins everything." My voice stays level. "I am married." Jocelyn goes still. Vivian's glass stops midair. Theodore's fork hits the plate with a dull metallic knock. Pierce looks up sharply. Vivian recovers first. "Do not be ridiculous. I married Calvin Ward 6 months ago." I say. Jocelyn's face hardens. "You are lying to embarrass me." Theodore mutters. "If this were true, we would have known." I meet all their eyes, one by one. "You did know. You just made sure it never happened." Vivian sets her glass down with a sharp click. "Astrid, this is neither the time nor the place for fabrications." It is not a fabrication. I say, "I married Calvin Ward in April." Jocelyn lets out a small, incredulous laugh. "You expect us to believe you secretly eloped in some dusty little chapel alone." With no one important watching, I sent invitations. I reply. Theodore scoffs. Invitations we never received. Pierce shifts in his seat, his expression sharpening. Reginald leans forward slightly, listening now. You did receive them, I say, my voice steady. They were delivered by FedEx Priority overnight. Vivian waves a hand. Dismissive. Astrid, we are not doing this. If something had arrived, your father or I would have acknowledged it. You were tagged in brunch photos that day. I say quietly, both of you. Vivian stiffens. Theodore's jaw tightens. Jocelyn cuts in, her tone almost gleeful. You are so desperate for attention. Astrid, just admit it. You made this up because you cannot stand that my engagement is bigger than anything you have ever done. The room pulls tighter. I am not desperate, I say, and I did not make anything up. Theodore leans forward. If you thought we ignored these so-called invitations, why did you not call? Because I did not think you ignored them. I answer. I thought there had been a mistake, a shipping error, a mix-up. Reginald's eyes darken in recognition. Pierce folds his arms, staring directly at Jocelyn now. Vivian tries again, her voice sharpened to an edge. Astrid, enough. You are upsetting your sister. I am upset. Jocelyn presses a hand to her chest. She is the one lying at my engagement celebration. I am not lying, I say, and you know that. Color drains from Jocelyn's face for a heartbeat before she covers it with a brittle smile. You have no proof of anything. My fingers slide beneath the tablecloth, finding my phone inside my clutch. I tap one word. Now. The message sends. The screen dims. A pulse moves through me, clean and cold. Jocelyn watches me with narrowing eyes. Vivian shifts in her chair, sensing something slipping beyond her control. Pierce studies me like he is witnessing the start of a storm. Theodore finally speaks. Astrid, sit properly. You are drawing attention. I know. I tell him. It is time someone did. The dining room lights dim for a split second, barely noticeable unless you are looking for the sign. Jocelyn notices. Her eyes snap toward me. What did you just do? Nothing, I say, keeping my voice even. The house is reacting. Vivian frowns. Reacting to what before I answer? The 90-inch television mounted above the sideboard flickers. The digital fireplace disappears, replaced by a black screen. A cursor blinks in the corner like an opening eye. Theodore straightens. Who turned that on? I meet his gaze. You asked me last month to repair the entire smart home system after the electrical malfunction. Remember, you signed the access authorization yourself. Vivian's expression jolts with confusion. What authorization? The paperwork you insisted I handle because you were late for a board luncheon. I say. You told me. Astrid, take care of it. You know these systems better than anyone. Reginald's face hardens with interest. Pierce leans forward, elbows on the table. Jocelyn's voice cracks. Turn it off. I am not touching anything. I reply. But someone else is. The cursor begins to move, drifting across the screen with controlled precision. A remote desktop window opens. Calvin's doing. My pulse steadies. Pierce glances between me and the television. This is remote access. Correct. I say. Perfectly legal access. Vivian's chair scrapes softly as she stands. Astrid, you will shut this down immediately. No, I answer. You said you wanted a pleasant evening. Pleasant starts with truth. Jocelyn rises halfway out of her seat. You are trying to ruin me. I hold her stare. Not tonight. Theodore's voice drops to a warning register. Astrid, sit down. I stay standing. The screen brightens, and the room begins to shift. The television screen sharpens until every pixel glows. A desktop appears blue background, neatly organized folders, Jocelyn inhales sharply. Astrid, she whispers. I am warning you. You already did. I say. For 6 months. Pierce folds his hands, gaze unblinking. Reginald shifts slightly, the movement deliberate like a man preparing to witness something consequential. The cursor glides toward a folder labeled Proof 1. Vivian's voice trembles. Turn it off. This is unnecessary. It is overdue. I reply. The cursor clicks. A digital scan fills the screen, a FedEx Priority overnight receipt with a clear, looping signature. Delivered to Caldwell residence, signed by Jocelyn Caldwell. Date April 12th, time 10:42 a.m. Reginald's brow rises. Pierce leans back slowly, eyes landing on Jocelyn. She swallows, then forces a smile. We get dozens of packages. I do not track every single one. That does not prove anything. I tilt my head. It proves you received mine. I receive brand packages every day, she snaps. Influencer inventory, sponsorships, things you would not understand. Vivian clasps her hands. That is entirely true. Astrid, you cannot expect Jocelyn to remember one random delivery from half a year ago. It was addressed to you. I say, not her. Vivian's face tightens. The cursor moves again, smooth, precise. Proof. 2 opens. This time, the screen displays an email settings dashboard. Vivian gasps when she recognizes her own name in the corner. Astrid, she whispers. What is this? Your inbox, I say. Specifically, the filters created on April 14th, 2 days after the invitations arrived. Highlighted in red is a single rule: if subject contains wedding and Astrid, then delete permanently. Device used Jocelyn's iPhone 12 Pro. Vivian steps toward the screen like proximity might change the content. I never created that. You did not have to, I say. Your password has been saved on Jocelyn's phone for years. Theodore's eyes narrow slowly. Why would your sister do that? Jocelyn points at me as if I summoned fire. Do not twist this. I help her with everything: her charity emails, her scheduling, her spam filters. Anyone could see that rule and misunderstand. Pierce's voice cuts through. The rule deleted only messages related to Astrid's wedding. That is not spam. Jocelyn snaps. You do not know anything about our family. You are right, Pierce says calmly. I am learning very quickly. Vivian's voice breaks. Jocelyn, tell me you did not mean to block your sister's messages. Here it is, the opening, the easy escape route. Jocelyn seizes it. I was trying to protect you and Dad. That vineyard wedding she planned looked rustic. I knew you would be stressed. I thought sparing you was the kind thing to do. Her ability to pivot would earn applause in another room. Not this one. So you hid the invitations, I ask softly. She nods once, chin lifted in martyrdom. To protect the family image. Reginald huffs, a barely restrained sound of disgust. Vivian seems to cling to Jocelyn's explanation like a lifeline. Your sister has always acted with good intentions. Astrid, even when she makes mistakes, it comes from love. Love, I repeat. Is that the word we are choosing? The cursor moves again. Proof. 3 appears an image of the device log, showing exact timestamps where Jocelyn accessed Vivian's account from her phone. Every login within the window aligns with the deleted invitations. Pierce whispers, this is not protection. It is sabotage. Jocelyn whirls toward him. You are taking her side. You do not understand how this family works. He does not flinch. I understand enough. Theodore's voice sharpens. Astrid, you are harming your sister's engagement. You will stop this spectacle immediately, but the cursor does not stop. It hovers over another folder, the one that will shatter the last defense Jocelyn is clinging to. The room freezes, waiting for the next blow, and I let it. The cursor drifts toward the final folder: cameras. Jocelyn jolts upright. No, she says. voice cracking. Astrid, stop. You cannot show that. I can. I reply. And I will. Vivian reaches for my arm like she can physically pull the moment back. Astrid, this has gone far enough. For you. I say. Not for me. The cursor clicks. The television screen goes black, then flares into a time-stamped video feed. April 12th, 10:14 a.m. The Caldwell front porch appears sunlight on stone. A FedEx truck rolling into frame. The FedEx driver steps out with a blue package. He rings the bell. 30 seconds pass. Jocelyn walks into view wearing leggings and a cropped hoodie, her hair in a perfect ponytail. She signs the tablet, smiles at the driver, takes the box. No confusion, no hesitation. Pierce inhales sharply. The video continues. Jocelyn glances at the label. She reads my name. Her face ices over. The room grows brittle around us. Without opening the box, she turns and walks off screen. The angle changes as the camera above the side gate takes over, showing her heading toward the recycling bins behind the lattice screen. She lifts the lid. She throws the unopened package inside. Hard, velvet boxes inside likely crushed. Then she wipes her hands on her thighs like she's disposing of trash and walks back inside the house. The video ends. No one breathes. Reginald lets out a low exhale, the kind that comes from watching a verdict land. Pierce leans back in his chair, eyes fixed on the blank screen. Jocelyn speaks first, fast, frantic. That proves nothing. So I threw out a box. I did not know what was inside. Pierce turns to her, voice quiet. You read the label. You saw her name. Vivian whispers, Jocelyn, tell me you did not mean to do this. Jocelyn seizes the lifeline immediately. I was overwhelmed. Mother. I was trying to juggle content schedules, wedding planning everything. I was stressed. Anyone could make a mistake. That looked deliberate, Pierce says. It was not. She insists. It was. I say softly. Jocelyn wheels toward me, fury returning. You set me up. You set yourself up. I answer. Theodore finally stands. Face flushed. Astrid, you will shut this off now. This spectacle ends. Bad timing. Reginald rises with him, adjusting his cufflinks slowly. No, Theodore. It does not end here. The room pivots sharply. Your daughter accepted a package addressed to her sister, Reginald says. Voice measured. She concealed it, deleted communication, lied about it, and now blames everyone else. That is family business, Theodore snaps. Reginald's expression darkens. Integrity is my business. Pierce stands too, his chair scraping the floor. My engagement is suspended, he says plainly. I cannot marry someone who sabotages her own sister. Jocelyn goes pale. Pierce, you cannot be serious, I am, he says. Vivian gasps. Theodore steps forward. We can resolve this privately. No, Reginald cuts in. My board will meet tomorrow morning. The joint project between Mercer Holdings and Caldwell Development will be put on hold until further notice. Theodore freezes. That project is worth $40 million, he says, voice cracking at the edges, and requires a healthy partnership. Reginald replies, which this is not. Jocelyn stares at me like she is watching her world collapse in slow motion. You ruined everything, she whispers. I will not let you walk away from this. I will expose you. I will tell every person I know. No, I say, my voice low but clear. She stops. Jocelyn, the video of tonight stays private. I continue. Massachusetts law does not allow secret audio recordings. I respect that. I will not post anything. She lifts her chin in fragile triumph. I let it hang for 1 second. But, I add lightly, federal mail tampering is different. Silence grows thick. The footage of you disposing of a tracked package is admissible. I say, the penalty can reach up to 5 years. Jocelyn's breath stutters. You would not dare. If you smear my name publicly, I say, I will. Vivian sinks into her chair. Theodore stares at the floor. Pierce looks away. Reginald adjusts his coat. Come, Pierce. We are finished here. And the Caldwell dynasty, once so loud, becomes painfully, beautifully quiet. The room stays silent long after the Mercers leave. Jocelyn sits stiffly, mascara smudging beneath her eyes. Vivian clutches her napkin like it is the only thing keeping her upright. Theodore stares at the condensation on his water glass, unable to look at anyone. I reach for the pearl-white gift box, the dating app subscription, the book about dying alone, the gleaming cruelty wrapped in satin. I walk it around the table and stop in front of Jocelyn. She flinches, bracing for a blow I will never give. I place the box gently beside her untouched dessert. You gave me your truth in this. I say, I am giving it back. Her inhale shudders. She does not touch the box. Vivian rises abruptly, her voice thin. Astrid, we can fix this. Your sister regrets her actions. Your father and I are willing to move forward. I look at her, really look, and I feel the weight of every year I spent trying to earn a place in a family that only valued the daughter who hurt me. I am moving forward. I say, just not with you. Theodore's voice shakes. Something new and unfamiliar. Do not walk out. Not tonight. I stayed too long already. I move toward the foyer. The marble floors echo each step, but for once they do not make me feel small. Vivian hurries after me. If you leave now, you will regret this. Families do not break over misunderstandings. This was not a misunderstanding. I open the front door. Cold air sweeps in. Behind me, Jocelyn whispers something soaked in panic. Everyone will hate me. That is yours to carry. I say, not mine. I step outside and pull the door closed. The latch clicks soft, final, absolute. The last sound I ever hear from the Caldwell estate. 3 days later. I am standing in my Denver kitchen unpacking groceries when a delivery truck rumbles to a stop outside. The driver jogs up, leaves a flat envelope on the mat, and disappears before I reach the door. Inside is a check written in Theodore's meticulous architect's handwriting, $85,000. A typed note sits beneath it. I am sorry. Please keep the Mercer situation confidential. My hands go still. The envelope weighs less than an ounce, but it feels heavier than every empty chair at my wedding combined. I tear the check into quarters, then into smaller pieces. I spread them on the counter like confetti and take a photo. My family group chat sits at the top of my messages. Vivian, Theodore, Jocelyn. I type, I do not sell my silence. Consider this my parting gift. Do not contact me again. The message delivers, then marks as read. Someone starts typing. Stops. Starts again. I close the chat before it can land. I tap Leave Group. Confirm. Gone. That night, Calvin and I fly to Seattle for New Year's Eve. His family's house smells like rosemary and pot roast, and the living room is loud with cousins, spilled juice, and soft arguments over which movie to watch before midnight. No one performs. No one pretends. Calvin's mother pulls me into a warm hug. You look lighter, she says. I feel lighter. We step onto the back deck before the fireworks start. The Space Needle glows in the distance, shining through drizzled rain. Calvin's arm circles my waist. Any regrets, he asks quietly. No. He rests his forehead against mine. You deserved better than them. I found better. I say, right here. Inside. His nephews shriek at the countdown they are starting too early. His sister waves through the glass, telling us to come back inside before the toast. Someone laughs. Someone else drops a spoon. It is imperfect and real. Calvin laces our fingers together. Ready to start fresh? I nod. Ready. The first firework bursts gold across the sky, and cheers erupt from the living room behind us. I lean into him as another spark blooms overhead. For the first time, I am not standing outside a door waiting to be chosen. I am already home. If you have ever walked away from a place that refused to love you, let me tell you there is a life on the other side worth reaching for. And if you want more stories like this, stay with me. There is so much more to build.